What's up, guys? It's Adam from the Film Find podcast at thefilmfind.com. So I wanted to do a little video thing because it's October, and I don't know what you know about October, but by the end, there's a little something we like to call Halloween. So in honor of Halloween, the month of Halloween, as it were, for especially horror fans fucking love October. And so I'm going to do 31 days of horror. Hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe, hope I don't screw it up. But I wanted to put out today's video on today, and the movie I chose today was chosen because it came out today, October 1st, 1968. It is George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead. George A. Romero, has anyone, I'm always baffled by the A. It's like, has anyone said George Romero? And then we're like, who? George A. Romero? Oh, George A. Romero. I thought you were talking about the George Romero that sells hot dogs down on 3rd Street. No one's ever said that. George Romero. So, George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, 1968. I'm not going to tell you anything about this film that you probably don't already know. I'm sure most of you out there, if you're any sort of a horror fan, have probably seen this movie nigh on 1,000 times. And if you haven't, there's no real reason to, because no one owns the copyright to this thing. They kind of screwed up in the late 60s there, where they had a title change and forgot to put some little copyright indicators on the Night of the Living Dead print, and oops, George Romero's lost out on a shitload of money because of, they kind of messed up, but whatever. So Night of the Living Dead is actually a public domain film, and so you can torrent that and don't feel bad about it. But, send George A. Romero a nickel. I do like this one. This is the Millennium Edition. It has a commentary by Romero and a couple other people. It's a THX transfer, for whatever that means to you. But it's a good one. This is one of the better transfers I've seen of Night of the Living Dead. That's one of the problems with it being public domain, is that there's 800 different transfers out there, and a lot of them look like shit. But this is the one that I found that looks the best, is the Millennium Edition. I don't know, it was probably not even in print anymore, but fuck it. This is a great... This movie, there were zombie movies before Night of the Living Dead, but Night of the Living Dead is what kind of propelled them to a new level, and made, really made zombie movies what they are today. And even, it's funny, I say that, but I also think at the same time that, while I think, wow, everyone has seen this movie, there are people that haven't. I work with some younger guys in like their 20s and stuff, and the amount of movies they haven't seen kind of blows my mind. But they love like The Walking Dead, but have never actually seen Night of the Living Dead. It's like, what is that? Oh, it's old, it's black and white. Who gives a no? It's a really good movie, and sadly, I think and this is going to be a lot to people's dislike, but I think every Romero flick from there on starts to kind of teeter off in quality. But I went, and I'll say why. It's because basically I think George Romero got more interested in his message as opposed to telling a good story. The nice part about Night of the Living Dead is that it doesn't hit you over the head with the message, whereas, with Dawn of the Dead, they started getting to the message a little bit more, and then, when you're in Land of the Dead, if you don't know that it's like, these are Republicans, and Republicans are bad, it's like, hide your story a little bit better there, pal, so just, keep the message in there, but, put it in the subtext of the film. Here's something many people might not know about Night of the Living Dead. Basically, when Romero wrote the script for this, it was a ripoff of George Matheson's I Am Legend. Sadly, some of you only know that as a as a Will Smith movie, but it essentially is. So he decided, look, I'm going to kind of write the screenplay for this. I'm going to kind of rip off I Am Legend, but instead of being vampires, they're going to be zombies, and essentially what that was. And so in Romero's mind, it was all kind of about revolution, and the zombies were kind of like, everyone who was falling into line with everything. And, all the survivors that are in the house are the people who go, hold on, wait a minute. No, I'm not going to, fall for this. And they're like, hey, come with us. You can, live forever. And they're like, no, I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. So like I said, there's a message within it. But one of the nice things that Romero does with this is actually hide the message within a good story. And it's a low budget movie, so it's not going to be spectacular, and there's going to be for if you're like 20 years old and watching this for the first time, you may hate this movie because it's like I said, it's black and white. It kind of moves slow at the beginning, and but whatever. But if you can get past that stuff as like as a younger viewer or whatever, I think you can really enjoy this film. It's like I said, it's a classic. I mean, there's a reason why it's in the Library of Congress. There's a reason, why it was cost like $114,000 to make and made $48 million worldwide. It's one of the most successfully non-studio films of all time, really. But yeah, that's it. I don't really need to tell you much more than that. So 1968, October 1st, 1968, George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Even had a remake done by Tom Savini, which was not too shabby. The Barbara character is a little bit better. She's not so like, oh no, everything. She's a little bit more. She's a modern woman in a sense. So that's nice, and the effects are okay, but it's color and it kind of takes I think there's some joy that's taken out of it, but it's not bad, I mean, as far as remakes go. Anyways, that is today's movie is George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Follow us if you're watching this video and you haven't listened to the podcast, go to thefilmfind.com. There you'll find the links to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, all that social media garbage, and you can watch more of my videos here, and hopefully we'll be coming back every single day to see our new Halloween horror flick, and that will do it. Please listen to the podcast. I think next podcast we're reviewing Gravity, so big Alfonso Cuarón movie coming up, so please do that. Until next time, I'm Adam Porters. Take it easy, guys.